He does manage to take that out though, but I think he was forced to cancel a command center. Both players were forced to cancel a command center, but now there are, I think, 4 bases, 3 bases, maybe 5 to 4 now. And Leta has just been able to keep his dropships this game. forGG hasn't really made any dropships. He's only moving, he's attack moving down that ramp. That is not a good idea. He is running straight into siege tank fire, and really forGG needs to play better than this. He is playing against Leta. He is looking a little slutty actually. He is looking worried by this match. Leta has that nice position by the south. He is preventing forGG from taking that other expansion, and forGG is moving forward right now with these troops. He has the same amount of dropships as Leta. Maybe he will be able to do something now against Leta's forces, but they look a bit well defended now. By now, Leta has built a few turrets. Some areas may be weaker than others. We'll have to see where forGG decides to attack. He has a number of options. There are multiple expansions that he could go to, multiple expansions, and some are less defended than others. But Leta is coming in to the bottom left with a couple more dropships. forGG is choosing not to resupply that line. He's choosing to go for one of Leta's expansions instead. Leta is shelling that bottom left position. Leta is also just building more. He's macroing up. He has more dropships on the way, or those are his previous dropships. Leta does see this dropship, these 5 dropships from forGG filled with forces coming in on the way. He has to lift off. His SCVs are also forced to fight. This is somewhat of a back and forth game, I guess, with dropships chasing everyone. This really is rush hour with all of this mech running around on this track. And forGG's forces were cleaned up though. Leta did have, or at that position at least, Leta did have those dropships ready to drop back on forGG's troops. But forGG is shelling in return one of Leta's expansions, and Leta is taking out the bottom left, and so much is happening. Both players are going for the throat, each other's throats. They're not tending their own wounds. They're not trying to just clean up the forces that are attacking themselves. They're just going straight for each other. And Leta may be in trouble. He does take down most of forGG's forces, I think, and forGG is forced to run. He does not have any tanks left, and Leta is now shelling yet another expansion from forGG. I don't think forGG has any expansions left. He actually has his main, his natural, and this one that's currently being shelled, sorry. And forGG is in so much trouble. He's got to be somewhat resource starved by now. This is approximately 20 minutes into the game. He will be feeling that gas starvation, feeling that resource starvation. Leta, in the meantime, has taken the bottom left. He has secured the bottom left and is able to just get that extra gas. And forGG does manage to clean up that force that has always been in the middle left. It's been haunting him all game, actually. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten rid of it earlier so that he could get gas. Maybe he was preoccupied in multiple fronts. This game has been played on multiple fronts. Now forGG does have the higher ground advantage, but there are so many tanks on the bottom. They are not in range of the command center though, so Leta's forces there may not be too effective. Oh, they are in range actually of a few SCVs, so that may be troublesome. forGG in the meantime is trying desperately to take out one of Leta's newest expansions at the bottom right. But SCVs will come, and that SCV may actually, that hero SCV gets the kill, and those tanks clean it up. Leta has cleaned up forGG's attempt to counterattack at the bottom right. Right now, Leta is actually just mining from that gas refinery. That's actually a smart move. He really needs the gas right now. Minerals aren't so important, and I'm guessing he built that command center earlier out of range of forGG's former base at the bottom left. And forGG still is trying to just counter Leta right now. I don't know, he's actually quite behind. I think he's down in dropship count, down in unit count, and just he's reacting to everything that Leta does. Leta is the one who is shelling these expansions, and forGG only thinks to counter afterwards. And Leta is now moving by ground towards forGG's natural. He has enough forces to do this. I think he feels comfortable enough to just walk right in. And forGG does do a nice drop on top of those forces. Those forces will go down. Leta has lost those couple of tanks. forGG is looking a little nervous here. The observers keep pointing out forGG's face, not so much Leta's face, I think. Probably because forGG is in a bit of trouble here. Leta has managed to hold all his expansions, well, not all of them, but hold his bottom right expansion, and he has shelled forGG's 9 o'clock position. Leta can now just defend this new 7 o'clock position of his with his forces. He has enough. forGG may try to attack one of the less well defended positions, but forGG is in a lot of trouble. Leta seems to just be everywhere this game. Leta is just attacking on multiple fronts. forGG does not seem to have troops available to counter this. He has, I think, 4 dropships full of units and those ground forces following, but those dropships may get taken down. 1 dropship gets taken down. All 3 dropships get taken down, and those forces that are also going on foot are also taken down, and forGG is forced to GG. forGG, GG's, and actually that's 4 Gs. Interesting. Well, good game to Leta. Leta, I can see why Leta is one of the top Terran players right now in Pro League. He is just doing so well. His level of multitasking is quite amazing. He is everywhere at the same time. Somehow he is able to push, and his game sense is actually quite good. He's all game. He dropped on the right bases, the bases that were least defended, and he was just able to take out forGG's expansions, where forGG wasn't able to really touch Leta's expansions. forGG did react, did do a couple of good counters, but in the end, he wasn't really able to keep up with Leta, I think. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that Terran v Terran game. I'm not sure how my commentating style is working out for that. I'm trying to not use so many ums and trying to be silent when there really isn't anything happening. And in Terran games, that happens to happen quite often. So I hope that was alright. Do give me feedback on it. I would like to just learn how to be a better commentator in general. Thanks for listening, by the way. And I do have news that I would like people to hear on Collegiate StarCraft. I do have a friend setting up a central website for us. It's going to be www.cstarleague.com. It will be called College Star League. I know the name's not too original, but at least it's representative of what we're going to do. Soon, content will actually be on the website, so you will be able to register. There will be news on upcoming show matches. There might be even commentating on those live tournament matches. We'll see. So do visit that site. Keep it bookmarked for future reference. It'll probably really be up and running in a few weeks or maybe a month, but soon. And please do keep contacting me about College StarCraft. So far, we actually have University of Virginia, University of Maryland, Johns Hopkins, Yale, Cornell, UCLA, MIT, and Amherst, and Princeton, of course. So do contact me. We will always be welcoming more people. Alright, thanks for listening.